Hello, everyone, all one of you who stumbled upon us here today, and welcome to the Dead Dad Podcast. I'm your host, Cody, joined by my co-host and cohorts,
Luke.
James.
It is officially September 2nd. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty darn good. Still pretty hot for September, but it's early in the month.
As I say, dude, it's definitely hot for September, or at least it feels hot for September, and I've been hot, especially today.
Couldn't imagine why.
Yeah.
Leave a lot to the imagination, I reckon. What do you think, James?
Thinking your fucking neighbors are annoying right now.
Yeah, we're actually all joined together on this fine September day at in my apartment. Joined by the co-host neighbors downstairs.
They're special. They're our first official special guest. Yeah, James has made them very happy. Was that a stomp back? They like jumped up and punched the ceiling.
They did the Super Mario.
Yeah, they literally whopped it.
They jumped and punched the fucking question mark block.
No, let's not. Because we're trying.
Just yell like, you stole my car wash kit and just start pumping.
They did steal Luke's car wash kit, which is very rude.
Yeah.
You should
not to call anyone out, but
which is very odd because I saw their car and I gotta be honest, doesn't look like it's been washed lately.
No, neither of them.
Luke, what is their address? We can have our fans.
I'd love to dox my downstairs neighbors.
Let's have our fans dox them.
Oh boy!
All right, guys. So since this is the first official episode of the podcast, how's everything going? We've been getting this set up for a couple minutes, but we haven't really talked yet. We've just kind of angrily screamed at each other.
It has been pretty similar to pulling teeth, yeah, I would say.
Yeah, who knew?
I think it's been going swimmingly.
I think getting a podcast off the ground, Joe Rogan just makes it look so easy.
Joe Rogan is in the hospital right now with COVID.
And he's handling it in stride.
It's
he does it like a champ.
It's the horse dewomanizer.
The horse dewomanizer?
Yeah, that too.
Oh my god.
Deworm and dewom. His wife no longer is around him.
Oh, well, congratulations to Joe Rogan and his unfortunate mismarriage.
I thought Joe Rogan was gay.
No, you didn't. I didn't. You told me you didn't think he was gay because you wanted it. You had a chance, and I was like, I don't know. Them nipples, they're like 3 feet long. They keep you away.
Yeah, maybe if I lost more weight.
That's debatable. I don't know if you're his type, TBH.
TBH. What is Joe Rogan? If Joe Rogan was gay, what would his type be?
Fighting type. I don't think James is really a fighting.
Yeah, but he's the fighter. He'd want someone who's like
he'd want a spar partner. You know, he'd probably want someone that challenges him.
Really, to beat up and all that.
No, not to beat up. But I mean,
you imagine that though? Like they're beating the shit out of each other in the gym, and then they're like, "Come on, baby, go back home." He's all like, "Yo, man, you poked me in the eye 3 times during training." He's all like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna poke you in the eye with something else later, you know."
Oh, word.
Word.
So, I don't know. What have you guys thought? Have you pulled anything together for this first episode, first official debut?
Yeah, James, you said you had some topics. What do you want to talk about, man?
Oh, well, I'm going to pass this on to Luke, who has his book open. Luke, what do you got to talk about?
I do actually have my handy-dandy notebook here.
Actually, Luke, I can come up. Cody's giving me the look now. Let me pull this up.
Well, I'm just saying, you not even look.
Well, you just put me on the spot here. Luke's had his book open in front of you this whole time, and then you just put me on the spot. Okay, here we go.
Actually, I think I put you on the spot. I wasn't really putting you on the spot. I was just throwing you a curveball there, you know? So
I saw a story this past week that was pretty interesting to me.
Story times with James, okay?
I mean, I know, Luke, it's not your favorite band, but the Nirvana baby is actually suing Nirvana for the naked baby picture.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
How?
He's actually suing.
Doesn't he do it like every year?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's suing it because he says it has made him some weird kind of sexual thing, like trying to sue him for sexually exploiting him. Yet, as you said, he's done the picture like every.
I was gonna say, I know there's like a collage of him doing it.
Yeah, but now he's suing not Nirvana the name, but he's suing Dave Grohl.
What?
The bassist, I forget his name, something Novak. And then the record label itself, he's now suing.
See, that's So he's just a scumbag then.
Yeah,
probably.
pretty much.
Yeah.
He's actually suing
I
them
was
now
gonna say because
because
he's been profiting off
Yeah.
of it. So
yeah. So all of a sudden now he's come on and like it's ruined my life. Every time I was in school, people just looked at me and like, "You were the Nirvana baby." But how does
Yeah,
anyone
that-
know that you were a baby?
I kept
Yeah,
showing him my
honestly, that
penis.
could've been anything.
the only
I just
reason
kept
they're
showing
gonna
him my
know
penis
that,
in the
yeah.
pool, and everyone knew. You know, like
The only reason they're going to know you're the baby from Nirvana is because you said at one point, "Oh, you remember Nirvana? I was on the cover of their album."
Yeah, I feel like that's something that you have to consent to, and like if he's routinely done this for photo shoots since his infancy,
No one would know who this kid is if he didn't come out every other year and be like, "I'm the kid from the cover of Nirvana. Remember me? Here's another pool shot of me."
So do you think he's only doing this because like today's climate, we're like it's easy
100%.
the
to get
cancel
a-
culture.
Yeah,
100%.
It could be, yeah.
I was gonna say because I don't think he'll get away with it, but I can see the reason why people might look at it and go, "They did have his penis in a picture."
Does he have anything to plug, like a band, or did you say he has a band?
So I saw something about this, and what I saw was the reason he's officially doing it is because he wanted help. Like he wanted to be a part of some Nirvana thing coming up. Like, I'm the kid on the cover, and they were like, "No one cares about you." And since they basically said that, he's now mad and he started suing them.
I mean, that's fine to be upset over that, but I don't think this is the route to fixing that upset moment in his life.
Well, it's just like, dude, if your claim to fame is that you were one time a baby on a Nirvana album, like,
Yeah.
that's your claim?
I mean, and honestly, like his argument is that it like ruined his life or whatever, but I would argue that it enhanced, it's like something that you don't have to reveal to anyone unless you like willingly tell them. No
did
one's going to
win-
guess it.
He did win like 2000's like top sexiest baby. Now that you mention it, I remember that.
Well, there you go.
I
So
wasn't
here's some wording on it. So according to the lawsuit, which was filed on Tuesday in the federal court in California, quote, defendants knowingly produced, possessed, and advertised commercial child pornography depicting Spencer, and they knowingly received value in exchanging for do so. So he's actually suing them for sexually
Okay.
exploiting him.
Yeah, well, okay, so legally I can see where the gray area is in this. I understand that, but like I think it falls down to his parents at that point. You can't consent as a baby to have your
that
photo
and
taken.
that,
you
and they
know?
weren't selling the album going, "Here's a kid naked." That
Yeah,
was
there's
just
no
a pic-
song.
I was gonna say
There's no
there's
song on the
called
album
"Baby
that's like,
Penises"
yeah.
or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
well, Kurt Cobain or Kurt No Brain, as I call him, he never walked out on stage and was like, "Yo, pedos, cholos, chomos, buy the album. It's what we're about." Like, he never did that.
Yeah, there's never advocacy for that kind of
So,
behavior.
according, the lawsuit said that Mr. Eldon is seeking $150,000 from each of the 15 people and companies named in the complaint.
15?
15 people, $150,000 from each of them.
He'll probably get it from like one.
Yeah,
then
like someone
they're
like Dave Grohl, who 150,000 is just like nothing.
I doubt even he'll get it from him. Probably like some.
Oh, it'll probably be
Producer or
settled out
something
of
like that.
court, that
Yeah.
kind of deal. Yeah.
I wonder who the other people are. If 15 people.
The bassist
Record
and then the
label?
So his
record label
mom.
people.
See,
Yeah,
they
wouldn't
they
the
couldn't use him
parents have
without
been-
his mom and dad's
That's true.
permission.
That's true.
It's weird. I found that like just fucking bizarre to me.
I think it's more weird that they were throwing a baby in a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
they're-
wonder what the photo shoot for that was
They're
like.
drowning this kid, and he's all like, "Yeah, but my penis was on the cover." It's like, dog, you almost died that day. They didn't even tell
Right.
you you're a baby. You don't remember.
That was his
Kurt Cobain had to jump in and give you CPR. Allegedly.
I like the idea that the parents didn't even know of this. Like they were like, "Oh, he's just getting baptized or something like that," and they just threw him in the water.
Take 19. This kid's a shitty swimmer, bro.
Right? They couldn't even get it on the first try.
That's why they put the dollar in front of him. It was just kind of like a lure to make him kind of reach.
Yeah. Interesting. That is really strange that he would even try that
Yeah, he's just
so
going
late
at
in
it.
the game.
I
years
doubt-
later.
I hope
like
he
Cody
doesn't.
said, he's literally posted pictures.
I was about to say, I know I've seen like collages
Yeah.
of him as a little kid and
Yeah.
as an adult doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Like
this
he's
is,
current. Like I think it was like 2 years ago. He just did another picture of him in the pool. Like,
I bet.
remember me? I'm the kid in the picture of Nirvana. How cool!
Yeah, they're like, okay, that was cool for like the first 10 years. Now it's kind of getting like old.
Yeah, I guarantee
Yeah,
if like
you're getting
Dave
kinda
Grohl
old for
like
our
shared
taste
it or
now.
something, he wouldn't even be suing. Like if they were just nice to, like if they would have done what he wanted, he wouldn't even be bothering. He's not going to get any money.
Oh, absolutely.
This is today's climate. Everyone's sue. Well, that's America. Everyone's sue happy in America.
Unfortunate circumstance for Vintage.
By the way, if you can
Band?
sue someone and get some money, go for it. I say get your check.
Sure, yeah. Especially if it's like not your workplace or something like that, you know, like an OSHA violation or whatever. Just
And if it is your workplace, make sure you get enough where you don't have to go back there.
yes. Interestingly,
That's an awkward return back to the office when everyone's writing on fucking broken pencils because you just took all their supplies.
oh, look who it is. The OSHA violator. The whistleblower. Everyone's so happy to see him. Did you know you can't get fired if you report someone to OSHA? They can't fire you for that?
Well, I mean, I would hope not.
But they would like get you on some other bullshit, like
Well,
no,
yeah,
you showed up
well-
a minute late.
Well, yeah,
or-
they're definitely
you
going to
know.
be watching you going like,
Yeah.
as soon as he fucks up, he's out. But like,
yeah.
if you're just reporting like, yo, man, they got wore dusty ass slippers on the ladder, and they're all like, yo, you can't do that.
Yeah. It's like, all right, get real.
How great would it be though if you walked in one day and everyone at the office looked at you, that's it, motherfucker, talking about dusty slippers, and everyone's all like, dusty slip? What?
Yeah.
They want you out.
Right. Well, James, I'm gonna take this to my first topic. Probably should have done this earlier in the podcast, honestly, but my first topic for this debut episode was where do we want this podcast to go? What is it really for? Why are we doing this? What's it about?
So this is more of a question for you two, because I'm here for the fun. I'll be honest with you. To anyone listening,
Yeah.
I'm only here for them because they wanted to
He's
do
doing
this.
it
And I'm
for
like,
us.
I agree. I want to do it too with them though. And I want to make other content. That's why we started the network. We're not just going to be doing podcasts. We'll eventually start trying, maybe playing some games. I don't know, watching a movie, seeing what's about it.
Doing some silly stuff.
Yeah, man. We're just, I'm not going to come out here and say, if anyone's listening, that we're geniuses and everyone should listen. But
That's what I'm here to say.
yeah, James might say
geniuses,
that.
dude.
But we might
Sure.
have some funny opinions you might agree with or disagree with, which that's fine,
Controversy
too.
sells, dude.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's that dewormanizer Joe Rogan thing.
Yes, exactly. Full circle.
I want to know what. I don't believe Joe Rogan's dumb. Like, I truly don't believe he's stupid. Like, there's no way he's made it as far as he could, being like retarded.
Yeah.
Sorry, but did he really take dewormanizer? Like,
I'm sure he did.
I want to hear him say, like, I'm
He did. On that video that he
Oh, he
posted.
did?
He did say he took that dewormer thing. I forget the like term of it, but
Joseph. Why?
yeah, he said like everything under the kitchen sink, like meaning all the like home remedy shit. And then
Well, he
took
looked like
that
he was
dewormer.
doing
He said,
pretty-
he said he had one bad day, and then since then he's been completely fine. But also, Joe Rogan is a healthy specimen that doesn't fall under the category of like high risk when it comes to COVID.
Yeah, he's hardly
Like
the average COVID.
yeah, it's not like he's overweight. I mean, the man's all muscle and is able to
He
kick
is
a
so
goddamn
goofy
axe.
looking, though. I love him. I love Joe Rogan to death. Listen to him all the time. But seeing him like standing next to people and like seeing him without his shirt
Getting
on in pictures,
dwarfed.
and I'm nothing, but he looks like a thumb, and I say it here loud and proud. And I think I think if he saw a picture, a side by side, even he would agree.
I'm sure he would.
By
I
the
think
way,
he has.
Joe Rogan, if you want, you can be our first guest.
Yes.
What about
Good
you,
Lord.
Luke? What do you see about this?
About the podcast?
I was gonna say,
Or
what
Joe
do
Rogan?
you don't
What do
really pay attention to Joe Rogan, do you?
Not so much. He's pretty outside my radar.
So what is your opinion on him? Because I know there's a lot of preconceived, like, you listen to Joe Rogan, you must be like an ape-brain moron.
Yeah, there is a lot of that like stigma around people that don't listen to him. I don't particularly see it that way. Like, I think he's a pretty brilliant guy. He's like got the charisma and like, you know, that attitude.
All right,
to where,
bam
like,
it back. You don't gotta suck his dick. He ain't paying us.
He's
No,
not.
we're not
sponsored, folks.
He's not on the show yet.
No, I'm just saying. I don't care to listen to his content too often, mostly
Yeah.
because of the people that are like featured on it. Like, I just don't know them, or I'm not interested in what they do. But
That's understandable.
like Joe Rogan himself, he's got to be doing something right for being how successful he is. Like, for how many endeavors he's been through. You know, like as a successful boxer or MMA.
Yeah.
And like announcer, and then after that he went into a podcast and did that. That pretty much blew up the
He
entire
had a show too. Well, he's been on a couple shows, but
Oh, really?
He was the Fear Factor guy.
He wasn't.
Some people nowadays don't remember that because he had hair back then.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't.
But he
know.
was having people eat bold dicks.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's
He
crazy.
was fighting people on there.
Yeah.
I forgot about Fear
There was
Factor.
actually one time where he almost got in a fight with somebody on there.
It
was a pretty funny
That would have
episode.
been really cool.
Well, he immediately like put the guy in like a headlock, and the guy was just like couldn't do anything.
I've seen his kicks, and that's scary. They sound like gunshots, like a shotgun gunshot.
Oh yeah.
So I would not want to fuck with him. Obviously,
It's just so weird seeing him kick.
It's insane. I envy it. I wish I could kick like that.
You want his kicks?
Dude, if I could kick like Joe Rogan, yeah,
You wouldn't need a camp.
he wouldn't. Be
I wouldn't
here.
need anything. I would just fucking kick everybody, just immediately.
James, what would you do if you were like built, like like Francis Ngannou? If you actually had that built and you were that big and like that tough and just naturally that yoked and shit, what would you actually do in your life?
Just like what would I do in life in general?
Yeah, like how would it change you?
I'll probably try going and fighting. What are you talking about? That would be the one thing I would do.
Well, but why? You're still James.
enjoyable.
Why? You're still James.
Because it's fun. I mean,
I don't think fighting's that fun, honestly. I don't think if you've actually been in a fight.
well, there's a difference between street fighting and like
Well, that's very true.
mixed martial arts.
I guess. I don't
There's
know.
rules and like actual strategy kind of deal when it comes to MMA rather than just in a street fight just trying not to die.
My big thing with MMA is there is a whole generation of people now that have never fought, and they're all like, I think fighting's fun, and it's just like, I don't think it's as fun as you think it. And like even that,
I don't think the fighting part's as fun for me. It's the like, just like learning how to do things.
the competition.
Yeah, it's just like the
Yeah.
self gratification from it. Like one, it helps you lose weight and keeps you in shape and whatnot.
I get it,
And, like,
James.
being
You're
able to,
looking at
like-
me.
Oh my!
Being able to like do a head kick, it kind of feels good.
Ah,
It feels
yeah.
good to be able to be like, holy shit, that's something I can do now. Like if it came to that point, I could kick somebody in the head. Makes you feel pretty good. All right.
So you wouldn't even stop after you've peaked. Like you just keep chasing that high of like learning how to do ultimate like fucking neck kicks
You're like
and
a fucking
head
video
kicks and
game character or something like that.
You would never stop learning. You just keep going and going.
Keep going.
I would immediately get my knees removed.
You would immediately get your knees.
If I was
That's
built like
bold.
Francis Ngannou, I would immediately go, can I dwarf this out? Like, can I cut myself in half and make two Francis Ngannous even? And they're all like, what are you even talking about? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know yet. That's what I'm asking. Because he's tall. That's a tall guy.
He's a big guy.
He's fucking huge. I like short people. I just do. I don't know why.
Do you think he's going to be champion for long?
I think
I think he's going to end up getting stripped.
I don't even think that.
I don't think he's going to fight Cyril. I don't even think he's going to fight Cyril Gane.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
What, you think he's going to run or?
His manager right now is saying they don't want that fight.
Yeah, but they're doing that to
They're
build.
trying to still get the Jones fight. I think he's going to end up getting stripped.
John Jones.
Because I don't think he's going to fight unless he
Luke
fights
has
John
no
Jones.
idea what we're talking about. Sorry,
No
Luke.
idea.
And sorry to the one person who's watching who doesn't know anything about him.
Yeah, we'll get out of this topic. Luke, so the same question that you asked Cody about, what do you want to do with this network? What do you want to... what are your plans for it?
Well, I mean, I think Cody really summed it up pretty well, how I feel about it. What I wrote in my notes here, I just kind of basically want to turn this into like...
This guy reads.
So I just want to do this like, it's a good way to like get us to hang out because we don't really get to do that too often. And even if we did have the option, like it's just kind of like, what are we doing? we just kind of hang around and shoot the shit and do this anyways off camera, you know?
Probably good to note to anyone who might be listening as well that we're all males in our mid-20s, so we're kind of, I don't know, I guess we're all just kind of fit. When Luke says we don't get together as much as we used to, the main reason is because like things are just happening, but this is a good way to get past that and make us all come together.
Especially during the middle of a global pandemic when everyone's kind of been locked up and not really doing too much outside of the house. The fact that we do this in my house is actually really depressing. No, not really, but...
Hey, man, could be a lot worse. We could be doing it in that nasty basement.
No, we could be doing it at my neighbor's house.
Right? Hey! They're all like, come on down.
Yeah.
I mean, was there anything special you wanted to do with the network? Like how Cody was talking about, we wanted to do like videos,
for real,
like
anything you
like,
want. I don't care.
So yeah, I also like being the producer part of this because it teaches me a lot of like technical skill that I can learn in editing video and audio, and I can use that in my personal endeavors outside of this too. So
I get it. You wanna hone your skills here, and then leave us for some bigger, better podcast.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
I get it.
We're gonna have
in
to
fewer
like,
words. Yeah,
cop out to your fucking brother or something and be like.
Now, if you're listening, I want you to look at the video you're watching. How well produced is it?
it's not.
He's
very good.
ours. He's ours.
We'll keep him for a couple years. We'll keep him for a couple years,
Yeah,
and then until we finally start getting that ad money.
yeah, we can start
Any company that wants to sponsor,
just pay people on Fiverr to do it, dude.
yeah, just pay.
Oh yeah. Oh,
We still got to do that.
all right. We're not going to talk about that on the podcast, but
That's
ready.
off podcast.
Be ready for something with Fiverr.
Make a note on that, Luke.
That's also
Make a
something I
fucking
love.
note in your notebook on that.
I love having this like content that we get to create together and just like laugh at how stupid it is. Like even if no one else watches it, we still had fun making
Yeah,
it. It's still gonna look
objectively,
funny.
this. I know the name Dead Dad. Like, it might mean something to certain people, but we are literally just taking that and running with it. It is a joke. It has its meaning, but you don't get it.
You'll find out one day.
Maybe.
One day you might.
You say, hey, that's what Patreon might be for. Hey,
Oh, could be.
it's not
Could
set
be
up
behind
yet,
the paywall.
but hey.
Oh.
Episode
First episode of the Patreon, TBH, to be or TBA, to be TBA, to be announced.
To be honest, it's to be honest.
it's to be announced.
yeah.
What about you, James? What do you feel about this endeavor?
The same
here?
day, I want to make this like a little network. I want to have a bunch of different kinds of content.
But you were
We have
very
the pack
like you wanted to get this going.
I did. I wanted to have something to actually do.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
wanted to, like we've said here, an excuse for us all to get together.
I was gonna say, without you, I don't
Make
think
some-
I'd be sitting here because
no, I
wasn't
agree.
really-
James was like a
Yeah.
big front runner for this.
Yeah, I wasn't really
it's
like
a fun thing.
yeah.
I think we all usually, Cody's a very funny guy.
I try.
Me and Luke here, we both laugh very hard when Cody talks. Has the stories and whatnot.
So Cody's
So,
going to have his own channel, and I'm going to be
that's-
editing the content on
Oh.
Cody's channel, and then
What
James,
I'm getting at is like it makes for a fun time when we all hang out. We're all laughing. We're all telling stories, having fun with each other, making fun of each other.
just a couple of guys
It's just
being
fun.
dudes.
It's a fun little deal.
So as it seems, we're just a couple of
We're just a
guys.
couple of guys.
Just a couple of boys.
Just a couple
Hey,
of guys.
Just a couple of boys. Hey, just a couple of guys
boys.
here, just
couple of
sitting
guys
there.
being dudes.
Yeah.
All right.
So
well,
I'm expecting a bunch of different kind of content to come out, not just the podcast. Like,
Maybe
not-
James and Cody can take their commentary on mixed martial arts, and put it on the channel.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't think there's gonna be very
people would
many.
love that.
Yeah, everyone's gonna love that.
But
Luke's just gonna take that, producing skill and try and
Yeah,
take that
produce
somewhere
that into
else and be like,
something.
"Oh, I can't actually meet up today."
if I came to you 10 hours
I
of
gotta
footage
do
of me
a
and him just
Fiverr.
talking about fights, and I'm like, produce some shit out of this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What a challenge.
So it's just a goof off channel.
Yeah, it's just we're just gonna have fun.
And if
It's
you're
gonna be a
here for
little
the
network.
ride, I hope you have some fun. And if none of this happens, if this literally is the only episode of this podcast we do, and we never make another episode and we never make another video, hey,
At least
we tried. We never said we were gonna
Commit.
Go 100. We never said we were great at this.
We did
Yeah.
not.
We just said we want to try it.
Lady,
try it
I'm,
out.
I'm
We're
looking
just
at a
going.
dirty table right now that we're sitting up
Yeah,
on.
there's a big stain in the middle of this table.
I
I can't decide if
think
it's
that's
grease,
from my old
oil,
transmission.
or what the fuck it is.
Yeah, our future patrons are going to get a photo album of all the beginning days of this, and they're going to be like, holy shit.
Wow.
They came a long way.
They're going to be like, not as much minorities as I thought.
True. Yeah, they're going to be like, why is it all three white guys?
Why? Yeah. Why
Why are they all
only
straight
guys?
white men with penises? What's going on?
Yeah, we're bringing that back, so thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll diversify.
Sponsored by mayonnaise.
Sponsored by mayonnaise and avocado toast.
Yeah.
Hellman's.
What about you, James? We got another topic in the barrel.
You know what? I did have one. So I work at a retail store on the side, right? And there was this one guy. He was he's our age, so like 24, 25.
Big
Okay.
dick.
He was watching
Oh,
Victorious.
wait. How big was his penis?
I mean, he was black.
All right.
He was pretty heavy,
Yeah,
like
you
a
can continue.
300-pound
Continue.
black guy.
Dude, I bet his balls were huge.
I don't know. I haven't seen him yet. But
Yeah.
he was watching Victorious, and like not as a
This
goof
guy's
or anything.
watching Victorious.
Not as a goof or anything. Just actually watching it, enjoying it, talking, like laughing to himself as he's watching it. And
Okay.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut. You know me. I started, giving him shit about it. And he was like, "This is fucking normal." Or
What's normal?
normal?
him liking
hey, yo,
Victorious?
it's fucking normal.
Hey, I don't think he actually sounded like that. I think he sounded like, hey, I like Victorious.
I think he sounded like, this is fucking normal.
Yeah, give him an Indian
normal?
accent. Give him an Indian
What are you
accent.
talking about? What are you talking about? I like Victorious. It's very funny.
Yeah, we just talked about how we're three white guys and we immediately start being racist.
Whoa.
Racial accents.
And there goes everybody that was listening.
Can I ask what is the
Like, what do I find a problem with?
yeah, what's the problem with him watching Victorious?
It's just weird. Like
he's black?
a grown man watching a Nickelodeon kid show, like Victorious especially. Like, and I'm not like this wasn't like the older. This was like beginning of Victorious when they're all like fucking 15, and it's just weird for an adult man to be watching. And even like
It
if
teaches
he's the
good
same,
morals.
if he's the same age as us though, like even when we were kids, or when the age we were when Victorious came on, I think we were like in middle school or like way old enough to not be watching Victorious. So there can't be any
that's
like
because you're vendetta against
nostalgic.
Ariana Grande though, which
True.
we're not going to bring
Yeah,
up. But
Yeah, but she was underage at the time.
oh, so okay, you were okay with her back then. Okay, I get it.
No, it's just weird for. I just feel like it's weird for a grown man.
Okay,
to,
so
like watch.
What's more
those
weird then?
shows.
Him watching that, or what if you like walked up and he was watching like
Amanda show.
no, just like a little kid's like cartoon or something
That
like
did
that.
come up in the argument though.
You were like Amanda, please.
No, because I said it would be less weird if you were watching Amanda show.
Well, that's a
See,
skit
I don't
show.
think it would though.
No,
because
that's I do because
I think it's weird
it's a
because
skit show.
it's a skit show,
Oh,
and
that's true,
it's a
yeah.
show that we literally were kids when we watched. So it's got that nostalgic factor.
But
Okay, I can see that,
What if
but-
this man that you saw is actually only like 20 years old and he grew up with
He's
Victorious?
not. I know for a fact he's our age. He's actually like older than me and Luke. Like his birthday's a little bit after ours, so he's 25.
Oh well, thanks for telling us, Dorel.
I'm just gonna say that I don't think it's like too far fetched that he could have enjoyed it in his younger years, and it like he might enjoy it that way. But it is weird because it's a Dan Schneider production, and there's a lot of
He had
toe
no
stuff
problem
going
with
on in
that.
that show. So I think the show was weird, and I noticed that as a kid watching it, and I
It's
didn't
a
watch
weird
it
show.
because of
Would it have
that.
been better if it was iCarly?
You know that also did
Yep,
come up
there you
though.
go.
That also did come up.
See,
So-
I think the
'cause
problem
here's
is
my thing.
Victorious is just a shitty show, and that's your problem.
iCarly was before Victorious though, wasn't it?
Only like a couple years though. Like they were,
that makes a difference
No,
for our age though,
no,
because we
but
were still
they
at the
were
age
on the
when
same time.
when iCarly came out.
But they were
though.
on at the
They
same
weren't- I don't
time.
think they were on at the same
I think they
time.
were.
I think iCarly was
I think they
before.
were.
Well, whatever. Either way, you would agree though. If he was watching iCarly, you would
would've
not
still
have felt
been
nearly as weird.
I would have still felt weird.
No, you wouldn't.
I definitely
It's a good
would've.
show.
It's a good show.
What if he looked at you and he was like, "Dude, I love me some Gibby."
So
like,
here's
you would
the
love
thing.
him. You'd be
He's
like,
probably
"What?"
He's probably never gonna hear this, right?
He's the number one guest.
Okay,
He's-
so he
the
was
first
making,
guest.
remarks on how hot they were, and that's probably
all right. Well, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
because I
that's
wasn't
very
gonna
different.
say it out
Hold on,
loud.
wait, you're pulling.
But now
This
that,
is like a pop-out book where you're like telling me the story and you hit a slide.
And then you're like,
I
oh,
wasn't-
by the way, he was a
wasn't
pedophile.
gonna- yeah.
It's like,
oh,
what?
sorry, I didn't just mention out there. Hey, so is it kind of pedophile-y?
All right,
no, I'm not
look.
gonna mention
that's
that
very-
immediately.
that's very
totally different. And I would say this: if you are a 25-year-old black gentleman watching Victorious and you're watching going, "Ha ha, they so funny," that's all right. If you're watching going, "Ha ha, I want to do funny things to them," it's probably not going
It's
to work
weird.
out. But
It's weird.
if you're watching iCarly and you about that Gibby life,
That's a little different.
That is different. iCarly's just different, I think.
It just hits
Victorious.
different.
I was
I
gonna
think-
say, yeah.
I laughed at iCarly when it
Yeah.
was on.
No, yeah,
I never enjoyed Victorious. I don't think I
yeah.
literally ever watched Victorious.
I've
No
never
one would
seen
even
it.
argue that
I've never
iCarly
watched
was
it.
like they wouldn't even say iCarly was inferior to Victorious. No one would ever say that.
Yeah, because I literally never saw.
Well, Victoria's, unfortunately, and this might be a little sexist, falls under girl category show. I think iCarly squeaks out, manages to be like in a quote unquote everybody show.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
you know how
yeah.
there are boy shows and girl show. Like,
Yeah, that's because Spencer carried the whole show. Not gonna lie,
whatever the
Spencer's
camera guy's name was, Freddie or whatever. And all
Freddie,
that.
Spencer, Gibby,
Sam was like a tomboy who like
Yeah.
she I don't know. I remember that show, but yeah, if he's sitting there telling, I don't remember who was in Victorious. If I'm being honest, I don't even know if Ariana
Victoria
Grande was
just
Ariana
Justice?
Grande.
Was she in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that right then.
What was the name?
Victoria
Justice. Was it Justice?
Was
it
that her
Justice?
name? I don't even
I think
remember.
Victoria Justice. I think that's her name. That's the only two that I know.
Now, not as bad if he was watching it, looking at Ariana Grande, going, "Man, 10 years from now, god damn."
We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna chalk it up to that's weird, just for the content of the show being weird, mostly.
Hey
Like,
man,
there's-
I went to high school with motherfuckers who watched My Little Pony. I can't
That's
like
true.
yeah, that's
I
a
can't
problem.
I can't
That's
say
a problem.
much.
Yeah, actually, let's straighten that out. If you're listening to the show and you like My Little Pony and you're above the age of 12, don't listen.
What if you grew up with it though?
That's fucking weird.
No, but what if
A
you were like,
grown
You had,
man
like
cannot
five sisters
watch.
or something.
No, but, like,
that,
if you're-
enjoyed
No.
it.
yeah, if you were a big fan as a little kid, you can
No.
still be like, I still enjoy it.
You just can't be like all about it.
Yeah, well, no, you don't
like,
want to be
don't-
like a brony. No,
Yeah, like don't show up with a fucking lunchbox like at work.
don't show up at the
Nothing.
convention and ask the creator how she feels about bronies.
Don't be
Yeah.
a 30-year-old man going to a My Little Pony movie by yourself at the movie theater kind of deal.
Don't have a
James,
job.
they kicked
live with,
me out.
don't
I
live with
told
your
you.
mom.
All right, they got me out. I wasn't there that long.
Just shuttle shade being thrown at Cody.
Oh, you go to a brony convention one time, and that's all everyone remembers
All
you for.
everyone
It's
fucking thinks
brony,
about.
brony Cody.
it's either the diapers or the pony con. Like it's one or the other.
You just had to do it that one time.
It's fucking weird.
It is a little weird. Not gonna lie. Cody, have you thought of any other topics to segue us out of this?
Well, yeah,
awkward-
most of them got deleted, but I got a couple things I want to ask you guys. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
because it is officially September, we're gonna start getting into winter, October, like with October and all that,
Yeah.
and fall and all that. But I said that wrong. It's fall first. But with that coming up, are we gonna be doing anything? Like, are we gonna be hitting up any haunted houses or
Yeah,
anything?
like Spooky World or what? What isn't
That's-
that what it's called?
It's probably locationing
Creepy
us
World.
for the
Creepy
people
World,
listening.
you know.
By the way, we are in Missouri for anyone listening, so we will be going to, I think, honestly, Creepy World is like one of the United States' biggest haunted house, honestly.
Is it really?
They say
I
it
think
is.
goes
That makes
everywhere.
sense. It's near
I don't
Metropolis
think
But
area.
don't you
so-
think like every little state
Every place
has a
says
place
that.
where they go,
Yeah.
we're the scariest in the world?
Yeah, definitely. That's true. I want to like they can just say that.
Well,
Like it
I
doesn't
was gonna
even.
say, who's gonna debate them? Like,
Yeah, they're not like, oh, I don't know. Have you been to this one-off place at my grandpa's shack in Georgia? That's pretty scary. It's like, yeah, that was real though.
the scariest in the whole county.
I still ain't forgot what I seen in there. Sorry, Cletus. I don't know. That's my biggest thing. Fall is probably like my favorite time of year, I'd say, just because the weather's not too unbearable usually, and there's a lot of that you're not directly hit by the holidays yet, so there's a lot of stuff happening, but it still feels good out.
I think it just depends on how COVID makes everything this fall.
Yeah, did we
'Cause I
get?
guess
We didn't
that
go to it
depend-
last
we didn't
year,
do,
did we?
We didn't do shit last year.
I didn't think
Nothing
we
was
did.
open though.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Like at this time
Yeah.
last year, nothing. You couldn't go anywhere. They might have them open this year, but we'll
I'm
have
sure
to
they
see.
will.
They probably
They
will.
lost
It-
so much
they
money
did.
last year.
Everybody has to wear a mask at this haunted house.
That's gonna suck.
Ugh.
That would be unbearable to wear a mask throughout the whole.
I mean,
It's
Because
outside, though,
yeah,
right?
but if you remember, it's
don't think
not
Creepy
cold
World is.
inside of there. Though.
There's some parts
when you get in the
now.
buildings,
Oh,
you got
okay.
all that smoke and shit that they pull out. It's already kind of hard to breathe when you're in there, especially when you're in those like real confined spots.
Oh, those tubes where you gotta like walk
Yeah.
through and like
Hold
sideways.
my hand.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
that is gonna suck
it's
with a
gonna
mask
be,
on.
You can't really do that with a mask on.
Not that I don't advocate wearing a mask in tight public places, but I mean like that is going to suck really
Yeah,
bad.
like it's
Cool.
different than wearing a
Yeah.
mask inside of a Walmart or something.
Yeah.
because in Walmart you don't got like fake fog just blowing into
People
your face
like
the whole
2
time.
feet away from you the whole
Yeah.
time, and yeah,
Like, it's. But I mean, I plan on.
Do you
we can
actually
try
get
it.
scared at haunted house, James? Because I know Luke does.
It
no, I don't.
depends on-
I'm scared.
I don't get scared if I'm drinking. I like to play into it though. It's like a fun
But
little
you
game.
do
in
jump
my
at
head.
stuff.
I do jump, but that's different than
Yeah,
being
that's
scared.
different than scared.
It's kind of natural.
Yeah,
I think if you don't jump, you got something wrong with your reactions.
Thanks, man.
yeah. It's not like a scared thing.
Throw a ball
like,
at Cody and just hits his head.
if I'm drinking or anything,
That guy's not even blind.
like I like to play into it. You know, if I'm drinking or something, it's more fun for me. It's like because when you watch a scary movie now as an adult, I don't get anything. Like
I like seeing
I don't-
reactions from other people I'm with.
yeah.
Who I go with.
I
and, like,
tried
other people.
watching Nightmare on Elm Street last night, and dude, it was the fucking just worst. It was Nightmare on the second one from like the 1980s.
Yeah,
The dad in the movie gets cut by a fucking bird, like a house bird, like parakeet
Yeah.
kind of fucking bird. Gets sliced on the cheek. He falls backwards into his fucking rocking chair and is just like, oh, for 5 seconds.
To be
while
fair, have you ever been
his-
cut by a bird?
Yeah.
no, I never have.
What?
Yeah.
When?
Years ago when I was a child.
What kind of bird
It was
was
a parakeet
Oh my
from my
God.
grandma's house.
Holy,
They
that's
don't-
not a,
doesn't
that's
hurt.
not a wild bird. You
It
just
wasn't a
said-
wild
No,
bird. I
he said
just
a house
said it was
bird.
a house bird. A parakeet.
I think you meant like a
Alright.
pet. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
like
pet.
All
house bird.
right.
House bird, the ones that you get at Petco.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, like he falls back and is screaming while his like wife, little daughter, and then like grown son is there, and he's just like, oh.
One
and
thing.
Yeah.
Did he have a big dick?
I don't know. That part was not confirmed. I actually did not finish watching the
Whoa.
movie.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You
This
be
might
onto
be a
something.
big red flag in this big red movie. I don't know if what's going on down there,
But
but
that's the thing. He fell back, and I just thought to myself, how the fuck does that happen? Like you're a grown man, and you got your whole family there. You get cut on the cheek by a bird, and this is not a giant cut. It's like just a, like you could imagine, like a parakeet's fucking little
Well, he's probably
whatever it's
shocked.
called.
yeah, what if he got scared, James?
I mean, yeah, it might have just been like
I mean,
a startled
that's
thing,
fine.
not like a
I'm just
pain
saying
thing.
that when I watched that, I wasn't like, oh my god, like how I'm sure people that watched it back then
Was
were.
Freddy
It was just-
controlling the bird?
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember the movie. I didn't finish it. After
Well-
when that scene got through, I was done watching it.
But see,
It
but
sucked. It
Freddy
was
controls people
stupid.
through their dreams, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Birds
Yeah,
don't
but
sleep
it wasn't a
because birds
dream.
aren't real.
It's not a dream.
I have heard that the government has started something in that every time a bird lands on a telephone pole, it's actually recharging. I don't agree with that. I didn't see the biometrics to support this, but have heard it.
in the movie, like the house is just like it's super hot. Like they don't have air conditioning because the air conditioning doesn't work because that's where
Relatable.
Freddy died. Like, it's a retarded storyline.
Well, it's the same house from the first one, right?
Yeah, that's why it's a retarded storyline. But like the father, he doesn't get. He just
I actually
falls.
like those movies.
Didn't he die in
It's
a
just
house
not
fire?
good.
Well, they kill him.
No, they
in a
burned him
cellar. Not in the house though. He had this place where he'd take kids and like murder them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, molest
all
them,
these
then murder 'em.
families like tracked him down and killed him. They burned him alive there.
Yeah, but that's why he's afraid of fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he died.
Yeah, remember Freddy versus Jason?
I
Jason's
do.
thing was water.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Was that the first time that you saw that movie?
That was.
oh
when
my
we were
God.
at your
Yeah.
old apartment?
When I was like 19,
Dude,
that
that
was
was-
the first time I'd ever seen that movie.
Fucking me and Cody stayed up till like at least 6, 7 in the morning watching Cops.
Yeah, what was up
what
with
you
that?
want, what you gonna do? I like Freddy versus Jason.
I think it
For
was a
the
funny
wrong,
I thought it was funny.
It's a fun movie. It's a very fun movie.
I think it's very tongue in cheek.
Well,
Like it's very
All
self aware.
Freddy's always been tongue in cheek.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Jason has kind of started. He started around like some of the sequels being really tongue in cheek because you haven't really seen a lot of the originals, have you?
No, not
See,
really.
that's something we could do. We could watch those movies and then review them because you really.
Luke has
Have
not
not-
seen a whole lot of movies.
No, I'm
at
very
all.
clean slate with like movies.
Oh man, I should
Yeah.
show you Unforgiven.
I got
Clint-
a DVD player. If
Clint
if you have
Eastwood's.
any of them.
I was gonna say it's like. It's a
I
great
wonder,
movie.
would you like? Have you ever seen a western? Like a western movie?
No, I've never seen any western ever.
Oh my god!
There's so many movies I haven't seen.
I think it's a 50-50 chance Luke likes it. I don't know for
I was
sure
gonna
if
say
he would like a
Unforgiven is
western.
kind of an anti-western though. Like
Yeah,
that's-
but I mean, it's like kind of in the same kind of style.
well, yeah,
though.
it's definitely a western movie, but
Yeah.
it does all the tropes that made westerns like famous,
Yeah.
and it throws them out so Clint Eastwood can be old.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll watch a real western. Like we'll watch it for a few dollars more because they're more action packed and exciting. And then like Unforgiven is the movie that won Clint Eastwood his first Oscar. I don't know why I know that, but I do. And I don't know, it's a really good movie. I just
Okay.
saw it for the first time like a year ago, and it blew my mind how good it was.
Yeah, I'm down.
Was that the one where he's like the old Confederate soldier?
No, he's
No,
not a
which one am I
Confederate soldier.
thinking of?
He's I mean they play in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
They pretend to be soldiers.
Well, no, he's like a like or not retired, but like after the Confederate War. I forget the movie. I'm not even gonna be able to describe it here. I just remember the one part, and I think it's in the trailer on Netflix. That where the bounty hunter comes in, he's like, "Are you a bounty hunter?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Well, but," or says something about like, "Well, you must want to die." Or
That might be
whatever.
the Unforgiven,
Is
but
that
that's
the
not.
Unforgiven?
But he
I don't
says
remember.
that to Clint Eastwood. He asks him, "Do you got a gun?" and all that. We'll watch it eventually.
What is the Clint Eastwood movie where he's like bite the curb? And he,
That's
Bite the curve.
that's
American History X.
Edward Norton, not
yeah,
Clint
that's
Eastwood.
not a Clint Eastwood money
Oh.
boo.
Way far from Clint Eastwood.
That is. Have you seen that though?
no, I've
He's
heard his
not.
messed
That
up.
is
It is
a
actually-
very like polar. It's very.
It's a very
like,
good movie. I think like
Oh yeah, it's great.
it's a terrible movie.
It's good
based
for
on
the
the
wrong
it's-
reasons
but
and
it's a
right
great
for the
movie.
wrong reasons or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the whole story in it is just
very
it's an actual
thought-provoking.
story. Yeah,
It's very
it's,
thought.
it's very polarizing, as Cody said. Like the ending, especially, it's a great movie. It is actually a great movie.
Should we like I'm going to Springfield this weekend to get like some stuff from V Stock, and they're having like the buy one get one brown bag specials of like just shitty DVDs. Should we just should I get one of those, and then like if there happens to be a movie in there that you guys are like, let's watch that one.
I mean, I have access to quite a library of.
The thing is, if
watch
we put,
cartoons online.
Yeah,
if we're
yeah.
putting this on YouTube, though, we can't like show the movie while we're watching it. So
Well,
it would have
no,
to be
but-
we watch it then review it after.
Well, I mean like Moist Meter, like
yeah,
that
you can
is it,
search
like that,
parts of it and
basically.
all that.
not sure. Like yeah, I guess.
But
a few seconds.
yeah, I mean, we could do that, but also there are like websites and stuff. There are plenty of options, so you don't have to
Well,
buy
yeah, I didn't mean
physical
like
if you don't want to.
I didn't mean like
If
we
you
had to do
like
it that
see
way.
a cover of a movie and are like, "Oh, this looks interesting," just send it to us.
I actually just bought. I've never seen The Last Samurai, but I bought that. Is that any good at all?
The Last Samurai.
It's I'd want to see it again because I haven't seen it since it came out in like 2018 or something. But it's okay.
It's okay.
It's an okay movie. It is weird that he's like a white guy playing a samurai.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
I'm not even for that. The whole culture approach. It is weird.
It is
being
weird.
like I'm a samurai,
Especially the whitest looking white guy, Tom Cruise. It is
make
weird.
him good
I
looking.
get it.
Samurai Jack wouldn't stand for this.
Speaking of Samurai Jack, did you guys watch the ending that came out about a year and a half ago?
I actually haven't seen anything about the new
All right,
Samurai
we'll
Jack.
check.
New, quote unquote.
It's really good and really disappointing at the same time.
Oh, is the ending bad?
It's rushed. He didn't have. They only gave him a certain amount of time to finish it.
I hate that.
Well, yeah, but hey, he at least got to finish it. You gotta think how many shows just go kind of unanswered.
Like infamous shows like Firefly and shit that lasted like one season, and everyone's like, "The fuck."
I've never watched Firefly. I don't know.
I haven't either, but like I know it's like
Was it
really
only
cult
one season of
following.
Firefly?
Yeah, that's
Was
like the that's like the calling card of like shows they did dirty because reasons.
Mm.
It's like people wanted more, but they were like, "No, I can't. Sorry."
I don't know. I feel bad for especially people who want to make a living in TV because it just seems like TV's dead. Like
Yeah, everything's like
all of
Netflix.
television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all streaming service now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Like live events are still big and stuff like that. I get that. I'm not. That'll always be around. But
Well, there's still new content that comes out that's
well,
good.
Yeah.
Like,
there's still new content that comes out that's good, but no one's watching it.
well, what about like The Boys, for example?
But that's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's
What
streaming.
do you-
He's talking
what
about
do you
TV.
I'm talking about like television.
Oh, like
television,
HBO.
Cable.
No,
the
I'm
stuff
not
you
even
get on
talking.
cable.
HBO has their
Like, you
own
got
streaming.
Fox, TBS.
I'm
talking
about,
shows
like-
that.
All the shows you used to watch, just anything like
Wow.
Comedy Central, all that.
I'm so devoid from like cable.
That's what I'm
television.
saying. You
like,
don't even realize.
like I
it.
literally just assumed it's all replays at this point.
Exactly.
I didn't think it was new content.
So
ever.
I think television as like a medium will be dead within like, or at least the way we're seeing it now, it'll probably be dead within the next like 20 years.
whenever the boomers pass, I think.
Well, the internet, I mean, how could it not just take everything by
Yeah.
storm? It's got everything.
Yeah. It'd be like going back to like knife fighting after they've invented the gun. It's like, what's the point though?
It's like TV's the new radio. It'll still be there. There's always gonna be
Yeah.
TV and radio and all that, but it's just like people will find newer, better ways to get across and tell you what they think and feel, and you'll appreciate it honestly in the end, because if it's a better way of doing it and receiving the information, why not? That's why podcasts got so popular. Hey,
That's true.
bringing it back.
Come full circle.
Bring
I don't
it
know,
back.
Yeah, I think like every media facet has its like market.
Yeah.
Like you could listen to music, stream it on Spotify, or you could have a vinyl player to listen to music on. Like it doesn't matter how you enjoy the medium. It just like the market's definitely depleting for TV as it stands, as we know it right now. I would agree.
Them dang kids are busy playing Minecraft. Ain't got no time for the Teletubbies no more.
That's true.
Do you guys
That's how it
remember
be.
the Teletubbies at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do actually.
I only bring this up because I have so many like dreams of kids like speaking nonsense, and it's like the little cutoff commercial they do where they're like, "My name's Jared, and this is my dad's farm," and he's all like, "Welcome to my dad's farm. This is a tractor," and he's just like saying nonsense. I have so many memories of that, and it's this retard. I shouldn't say retard, but they are. It's this
Cody,
retard
please
kids
watch your mouth.
shaking in front of a camera going like they don't say
I
anything.
think you replaced retard with Taliban.
Taliban? No, they're
that was the Taliban.
they didn't watch. They were more of a
the
Wiggles
Taliban
crowd.
Tubbies.
Yeah, they were more into the Wiggles. They didn't. They stayed away from the Teletubbies.
we are the Taliban Tubbies.
The sun comes out and it's a full grown man now. It's not the baby in the sun anymore. What about that baby? Yeah, full circle back to the
clit off your
the
babies.
Nirvana.
He actually sued Teletubbies too, but for a different reason. He said the Tubby custard made him 300 pounds.
For sure.
Who knew?
Fucking
Dude, that's where Tubby Toast came from.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where we got Tubby Toast from.
Okay.
That's 'cause
what
I
it-
watched
and what is
Teletubbies.
Tubby
Teletubbies?
Toast to
What
be
is Tubby
exact?
Toast?
Tubby Toast is just 2 pieces of toast
Uh-huh.
with peanut butter in the middle.
Have
and
you
then-
not had this?
No, I've had it.
Okay, I was gonna say, I've had it.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, we're
wondering
just
how you
talking
got
about it
Tubby
on the-
Toast from the Teletubbies.
You ain't spent a night at Luke's house without experiencing
yeah,
Tubby
some
Toast.
Tubby Toast.
Yeah. And
It's
then
fucking
and
good.
then
You
put
can't
a-
have regular toast after that.
No,
You gotta
hell
have
no.
Tubby Toast.
It's Tubby Toast for life after
Yeah.
that, ride or die. And then after you put the peanut butter in between the 2 pieces of toast, you douse it in a whole bunch of syrup. And you can cut it up into little pieces if you want, or you can eat it like that.
Have you ever made it with French toast? Like the
I haven't, actually.
I bet that would.
That
taste
seems really obvious,
fucking
but yeah,
bomb.
that would be really good.
I've only done it with waffles
like, Cody,
and
I've-
pancakes.
I've got to be honest with you. I don't like you coming up with ideas for Tubby Toast.
That's where we coined the name from, though, was Teletubbies. Because it was like a thing that I ate all the time, and I would watch Teletubbies.
Well, that's the thing. I remember being a little kid and looking at that Tubby custard, just being like a little fat kid,
Yeah.
and being like, I want it so bad. Like I will kill my family right here, right now, if the red Teletubby Poe brings me Tubby custard. If that dumb little robot shoots it all over my living room, I ain't mad. I'm happy.
What was the robot? Snuffleupagus, right?
No,
not Snuffleupagus. That was Sesame Street.
That's pretty close to
or
its
no,
name.
Snuffleupagus. What?
Stuffy?
Fuck, what was
Snuffy?
It was something like that.
I really,
I
literally
think
do
what
not
was
remember at all.
Snuffleupagus from? That's Sesame Street.
That's
ain't it?
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
That's the
Did
elephant
you watch
guy.
Sesame Street? I
Yeah.
never watched that.
I haven't watched it in a long ass
Well,
time.
yeah,
but
I'd
yeah, no, I
assume.
used to watch it. Yeah.
That guy's over there watching Victorious. You're like, yo, let me turn on some real
Get you turned
shit.
on to Teletubbies and
Yeah,
Sesame
let's watch some
Street.
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie.
Dude, do you think
bro.
Bert and Ernie made like a lot of gay kids?
They said
I don't
that
think they confirm them as a couple,
yeah, no,
or
the
no?
guy who
Yeah.
created, who came up with like the idea of Bert and Ernie said that they are, but supposedly the people on like the street, they were like, no, he's not.
They grew up in the streets, the Sesame
Fucking-
Streets.
I never looked at Bert and Ernie as gay though.
Gay? I didn't either.
No, neither did I.
Not until I
So-
got in middle school and people were
Well,
like,
yeah,
"Did you know they're gay?"
Can we just
You're
we
like, why?
come up to
Why?
an-
Why?
Yeah, why does every show have to have gay characters?
Did you watch any shows as a child and sit there and go like, I
wonder
wonder
what
if
they
that
do.
character's dating that character? Or
No,
No.
Like,
Never.
I never cared.
No.
Yeah, and like now in the new Muppet show, like on Disney Junior, Gonzo. You remember who Gonzo is?
the
bear
blue
one?
Baker?
The
blue
bear
one.
thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, yeah, that is Gonzo. Which one's the blue one?
The blue one. Grover?
Grover. No, Grover's Sesame Street.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Aren't they all the same thing?
No.
Sesame Street and Muppets are like,
No, Muppets are completely different.
Oh, I know who
The
you're talking
blue
about. He's
one.
like a bird. He's
Kinda.
blue.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe him.
I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking
Anyway,
I
he
literally
comes
have
out
no
in the
idea.
show as trans.
about.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, just fucking comes out as trans because he likes to wear women's clothes, like princess outfits.
who's
That's,
that?
that's a really poor
He
implementation.
comes out
of-
as but they branded it as he's coming out as trans.
Who's
now.
the guy that lives in the trash can?
Oscar.
Oscar?
Oscar the Grouch. I want him. No joke. Like he's like, I know I'm green, but I'm coming out biracial. I'm homeless now, and they're all like, "What does that mean? That's not biracial." He goes, "I'm black." And they're just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Stop it! I'm a grouch. It's what I do."
No, it was Gonzo. Fozzie
Gonzo.
Bear's the bear.
All right, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
It was
have no
Gonzo.
fucking
It was
clue.
Gonzo. Gonzo's the blue one. Fozzie Bear is the like.
Hey,
yeah. I'm
Waka
sorry. I was
waka.
getting Sesame Street mixed up with.
Yeah, and that's what that's my issue. That's what my issue was.
never seen it either.
Yeah, fucking they brought that character out as trans on a Disney Junior show.
I just don't see the benefit.
I don't have a
of doing
problem-
that. Like, why not just
Are you
introduce
trans?
a new character that is trans?
I don't even see why you have to introduce characters that are, when you're a child at that age. There's no reason for like no normal 5-year-old in like a household, like a normal household, is going to be like, "Am I a boy or am I?"
Well,
a girl?"
that's-
It's the
I was gonna
parents
say,
that
that's-
are like,
Yeah.
Do you
it's the
wanna play
influence
with-
That's
around.
why I asked you if whenever, because like I remember when I was like around 9 or 10, that's when I started looking at like like cartoon characters and going, "Oh, she's kind of pretty," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Why do I think she's pretty?"
"Yeah,
Right.
I don't remember being like 5 years old watching Roly Poly Oly going, "I wonder if his mom fucks his uncle on the side." Like I don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
No one thinks that except for the adults. It's the adults that put that in their kids' heads. It's fucking. It's actually sickening. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be any
No,
need for romantic or like sexual orientation in,
It's
in
different.
children's shows.
Yeah, like
young
Disney,
children's shows. I
being
don't-
like
Not
regular,
over a base level. Like,
No.
if you don't just say, like, you can have two guys be married together and go, they're husbands, and
That's
that's
fine.
But
That's
you
fine.
don't need to explain, like, this is how they met.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing.
This
Yeah.
is what gay means. Like no, like
Have you seen
By the way,
House?
3 straight males. I just got to reiterate that.
three straight white men. Get over it. What now, Luke?
There's a show on Nickelodeon and it's called Loud House. And there's a gay couple that has a kid on that show, and that's all it is. Is like,
Yeah, that's fine.
my dad's
It's just too like,
That's
and it's
fine.
never like
That's all it's ever
like
been.
the
Yeah, but
most
that's-
that's
that's
addressed
fine.
is like, oh, you have 2 dads. That's
yeah,
it.
it's never like, oh, you have 2 dads.
It's
What a-
totally different.
What a queer. It's like, no, it's just he has 2
Oh, wait,
dads.
you're
and that's
telling
it.
me there's a cartoon with 2 dads and they never once even threw paint on them and called them
yeah. Slurs
bad
for
word?
yeah. For their sexual
Try not to get
preference.
canceled on the first podcast.
Yeah,
Just
well,
the first.
We can get through one.
Episode 2, you guys stick
Episode 2.
around. We're getting pretty racy.
Oh man.
Wait till you hear the uncensored ones on Patreon. Plug our Patreon.
I know what you're talking about, that lad. I've never seen it, but I remember what you're talking. And there's been other shows where they've done like just a gay couple and it's like no one cares.
Yeah.
No one kids don't give a shit. That's adult shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never has that ever come up in a conversation.
Like when Sesame Street introduced like a new character and she had autism, I was like, that's perfectly acceptable because kids are going to run into other
Yeah,
kids that have
yeah.
autism.
That's like an actual like thing.
They're not going
kids
to run into
go
other kids
through.
that are like, no, I identify as a female. It's like, no, your parents identify you.
I
as
think
a
nowadays
female.
they will though now.
well, yeah,
It's like-
because
because of
it's
their
put
environment.
Yeah,
into
but that's
their
the
head.
sad thing. Like the kids are being indoctrinated.
I know,
That's
and
weird.
that's so fucked up because like it's not the kids' fault, and like they wouldn't have ever bought into it.
And by the way, for anyone saying you guys don't have kids, they both have children. I do not.
Yeah, I definitely have a kid.
I was gonna say
And,
James and
both
Luke both have
opposite
children.
genders. So
Yeah, so-
we're both speaking.
So yeah, they're probably gonna be together. Like we're just.
they
better not
could be a couple, maybe.
I'm gonna
Hopefully
grow
not.
my kid right to be gay.
Okay. And if my kid's gay, well, that's fine too.
He better not be. It's
All right,
different
what for
boys.
real though? I'm not gonna say your daughter's name. I don't even want to bring her up really.
No, we talked about this on
But
the
yeah,
before
but
you got
what,
here.
what would you do if she came home at like when she was like 17 and she's like, "Yo, Dad, I gotta be honest with you. I have fucked like 19 girls this past week. I have been slamming ham all over town." And she's just like, "You were like that too, right, Dad?"
And you'd be like,
She's like trying to high five you. Remember
She's
the
trying to
glory days,
high-five
Dad?
You know what? If I'm to be honest, it would be a different feeling if she said like girls rather than like, dude, I just fucked like 19
Well, yeah,
guys.
you don't want her to do
My
that.
fucking meat flaps are down to my legs right now.
Yeah, she's literally like,
It'd be a
I'm-
much
she's-
different
she comes
thing.
in bow-legged. She's all like, "Dad, you're never gonna believe what happened this week."
Yeah.
But I'm serious. She's all like, "Dad, each one of my fingers, different smell. What's going on? Like, what do you? Because I know you want the best for your daughter. I know that. But if she came home and she's just like, Dad, shit, you know me. I can't keep my hand out of the honey pot. That's how she says it. What would you do?
you'd be like, that's
honestly-
impressive.
And you know
That's
what?
more than I've
To
ever
keep-
had.
To keep this perfectly fair, Luke can answer as well about his son if he was getting fucked by a bunch of guys. But first, if we wanted
I'd be
to,
like, I'm getting you hemorrhoid cream.
Luke's all like, "Dude, I got some KY jelly that's gonna make your life a nightmare."
God damn it! I knew I shouldn't have let you watch fucking Bert and Ernie.
As long as you wrap it.
No, I don't know if I'd have a problem with that. Like I think it is actually a difference if like.
Is it?
Yeah, like, or if
so
my child
sexist.
if my child came in and said like I was fucking just crushing puss, or she
Slamming
came in and
ham?
was like
Yeah,
slamming ham, or like the other way around, she was fucking a bunch of
Bert
dudes.
and Ernie.
She
Like,
comes
one-
in. She comes in
one-
and burps really loud, and she goes, "That must be Samantha."
Honestly, I'd probably laugh. I'd probably high five her and tell her get the fuck to your room. That was great. But
What if
no,
she starts making fun of you? Then though,
about
she's
what?
all like,
She started making fun of me.
she's like, "Dad, oh wait, you're telling me how many girls have you had, night, bro?" rookie numbers. Like
She's like quadrupled your body
yeah, she's
count.
literally like
She's like fucking 100 women by like the age 25.
she's literally her fingers are falling off. Like she is a degenerate.
Like she just constant got the fucking like when you're in the tub for too long, your fingers are just all like
Pruning.
No, you know
Constant
those
pruning.
girls who like fell over one time in gym and they wore that knee brace for like 3 years afterwards.
Yeah.
She does that with the finger braces. Like she's constantly wearing them, just keeping them ready, just on the off chance. You know?
constant carpal tunnel. I'm always getting it.
I would feel bad for your daughter at that point.
I'd be like, you probably need some help.
Okay, but honestly, I'd probably look at it as like, all right, I wouldn't like it, but would I rather
Better
her be
than the
like eating
alternative.
clam or fucking, fucking a bunch of dudes?
Or-
There is a
yeah.
difference.
Yeah, but don't you see that how sexist that is? Kind of thinking that.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm all right with it. It's my daughter,
all
no
right.
one else's. I'd rather my daughter be a lesbian than
you
have
know
sex
what?
with a
I
bunch of dudes.
completely agree. So I will not.
I think there's
disregard it.
totally different because I mean, I can only speak on like just out of my ass here, but I'd imagine like
I'm not
sleeping
speaking
with
out of my
other.
ass.
No,
It's
I mean
totally different.
sleeping
Coming from
like-
an ugly guy
No,
who
I
had
mean-
to work hard to get pussy. If you're like even like a 2, you can get as a woman. You can get someone to fuck
Oh yeah,
you.
yeah. But I mean, like women. I feel like lesbians are much different than like a man fucking a woman.
I don't
I can
think
just
so. I have talked to. I think some lesbians are not. This is not an objective sentence, but I have talked to quite a few lesbians who are like, "Bro, I change women," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're all like, "I meet them straight, turn them gay," and it's just all like,
It's that kind of fuckboy mentality.
it's like they're really masculine in how they
yeah,
approach
the, like,
women.
real tomboy ones.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't even think it's tomboy because like they look like women and all that, and they're feminine. It's just when it comes to slamming ham, as I was calling it, they're about it. Like they're not like other women who are just like, I kind of want it. They're like, I need it.
I need it. I need it. I need those meat flaps. And what about you, Luke? What would you do? Like, okay, so
This is a rough question.
this is a rough question.
Uh-oh.
So, like, you have a kid that comes in and tells you, like, "Hey, Dad, I've been fucking a bunch of dudes and getting fucked by a bunch of dudes."
Well, then I would be like, I hope you wore protection.
He's literally he
And
looks
so
at
did
you
they.
and he's like, Dad, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm gonna need like some Depends. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Depends. That adult diapers? And he goes, look, my ass right now, old man, is the size of a 32-ounce sippy cup. And you're gonna go one of those big ones at the gas station, and he's gonna go, yeah.
Then I,
Yeah,
then
every
I'd be
time
like,
he farts, it's just
I'd have to tell him, dude, you gotta be smarter than that.
Well, would you be like, yo, bro, you're slaying it? Like, you wouldn't be clapping hands with him or anything?
I wouldn't be if he was doing that with women either. I'd be like,
homophobe.
Wait. If he came in and he's like, Dad, I have literally fucked every girl in the neighborhood.
I'd be
What's
like-
going on?
I'd be like, you're a dumbass.
I would. I got to be honest with you. I kind of be like, yo, bro, slow it down.
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, you're only 16, bro.
Dude, you're only
slow
12.
it down.
You're only 12. Jesus. Gonna be raising another kid here?
Be like, look, I'm not gonna be a grandpa at 40. All right, you're gonna stop that shit. Go lay down the law.
It is different. I'll admit that. James
It is
is right. It's different. I only think, though, because I know a lot of sleuths.
True.
I think that mentality is going to change, too. Like, I
I
think
hope it does.
you hope it does? So,
You're talking about slut mentality?
well, so, like, when your daughter's all like, I'm banging everyone I see, you're just going to be like, yeah, I agree.
No.
Well, that's what
No,
I mean.
thought you were talking about like slut mentality in general. Like sluts would stop being,
Oh, you don't want sluts around no more?
No,
I
not
love
really.
sleuths.
I like them from time to time.
I think
but
they're funny. They make me laugh.
they're funny. They are fun.
By the way, to any sluts, sorry we keep calling you sluts.
Don't take
It's
it
okay. We
offensive.
can edit that in post.
Just send us a direct message.
Yeah, send us
We'll,
a direct message with your phone number and
with
we'll,
your phone number with a picture, 18 plus.
Just spell
please.
James' names right. That's
Yeah.
really all he wants.
There's
Just
not a
say
Z in James. Come on,
James
guys.
Watts is right.
You put
White
your
is
last
right.
name out there.
Yeah, we're the ones fucking talking. Of
All
course
right.
we're talking. What?
I don't know if I'm going.
My name is James Schwartz. My bad.
Put a little so Luke can come and delete that Watts out.
No, I mean, is there a problem with us having our last names out there?
You can do whatever you
I was
want.
gonna say, I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
I'm sure I'll slip my last name in there at some point.
I already
on
almost did
accident.
earlier with myself. I was like, Cody.
Well, I mean, yeah. But with you, that's a
Cody motherfucking.
yeah,
It's a title, not a name.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you look James Watts up in the fucking Google search. And you get
You're
a
gonna get a lot of
million
not,
fucking.
not
you get a,
white guys.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like
A lot
it's
of
hard to
parking
find.
tickets.
Hard to spot me on Google unless you got incognito mode on.
Actually, you kind of did just like dox yourself because you just gave your full last name and everything, and then you're like, by the way, I'm white. It's like, okay, well there it is. That's the one.
Yeah, what if every other James Watts is Mexican except for you? And they're all
black.
like, they're all black?
Yeah,
James is a black name.
exactly. James Watts
Which is
a
weird.
black name. Like, it's
also a name of
literally,
king.
if you Google it, all that comes up is fucking like criminal charges.
Yo, okay. Yeah, we get it. You're
Hey,
we
hey.
No, literally, I'm not being like I'm not. I'm
I
like,
mean, these
This
are
is the
these are
one
facts.
time.
These are facts.
one time
but-
I'm being serious. You Google right now the name James Watt, you're gonna get like traffic searches, the crime things.
Boy, would you look at that? We've been going for
Yeah.
about an hour here.
I was going to say, it's officially been almost an hour, guys, and we've been going pretty steady. We haven't really had any misfires. I think this is a good stop, too, before James says anything too outlandish.
I don't think anything I said was outlandish at all.
Oh,
Let me just
dude.
tell you a little bit more. All right.
Oh boy, no.
No,
I think
no.
I think we've
Let
heard
me
enough.
defend myself.